What's up, y'all? Welcome to the podcast, Pod Dukes. Talking about Pokemon today. Pokemon for sure. Pokemon. So, welcome to the podcast. It's been a minute. I want to talk about something that I've been obsessed with for the past, I think it's been like 3 months now, and how my obsession came to eventually me going out and doing Pokemon raids on Pokemon Go. So that's where I'm gonna start. Pokemon Go. Apparently, nobody stopped playing, and the game kept getting better and better. And I was at work one day, and my coworker came up to me and he's like, "I know you like anime and stuff." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You play Pokemon Go?" And I was like, "Nah, I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since it came out." And I played it for like 2 years, and then it was gone. He's like, "Yeah, bro, my friend was telling me it's good again." I was like, "Is it really good?" So I was like, "All right." And so I ended up finding my old account, because I used my Gmail, I think, and I actually got it back, so I didn't have to start from square one. And apparently, if you have the Pokemon that you caught from the beginning of the game, like anything before 2020, they have a chance of being like lucky Pokemon, which means if you're good friends with another person in the game, you could trade them and they could be a lucky Pokemon, and they take like less than half the Stardust to power up. It's like really valuable apparently. And I'll tell you how I learned about that. It's really it's really like valuable. And there are people who are willing to trade some of their best like newer Pokemon in the game to get some of those lucky Pokemon. And I'll tell you how I learned about that, because I got so into the game that I was playing every day ever since this fool told me about it. And I would always be playing it during my breaks. I was like, "Oh, this is in the game. This is in the game." I don't know if every Pokemon's in the game yet. I don't think there is, but all I know is that when I started playing, I realized that there are a lot of Pokemon that I just don't know about. Like the games that I didn't play that are brand new, I don't know shit about these Pokemon. Like there's a Pokemon called Buzzwole. This is a swole ass mosquito. Like, where did this shit come from? I think, oh my god, like I don't know when I stopped playing Pokemon. Like one of the last ones that I played was probably X and Y, and then I played Arceus. I don't know if that counts. Even playing that game, like there were Pokemon in there. I was like, that's really in the game. Like, that's really a Pokemon. But so let me bring it back. So I've been playing like nonstop, right? And then there's a lot of Pokemon gyms at my work. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never played Pokemon Go, it's an app. You get on your phone, you walk around. It promotes you walking around and finding Pokemon in real life. And there's all these routes that people have taken, people have walked. You can find certain Pokemon there, challenges, a lot of legendary Pokemon you can find doing these challenges. Yeah, so I just got obsessed with it. And what's funny is my coworker who showed me to get back into the game, he showed me that one night and then he never picked it up again. He's like, "Yeah, nah, I didn't play, dude." I was like, "All right, whatever, whatever." So I'm playing this game, right? And I just want more. I want to do more. And then I see an icon like on the top right corner of the screen. And I've seen it before. I didn't know what it was. Apparently, Niantic, the people who make Pokemon Go, they made like an extension, like a secondary app for people to meet up. Like it's like a little mini Reddit for Pokemon Go and like all these other Niantic games that they have. I don't know what other gotcha games they have. They look lame, but I'll stick with Pokemon Go. But it's basically like a Reddit app, like a off-brand Reddit app where all these Pokemon Go players can show like, it's like Discord. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's like a Discord, but for Pokemon Go. And so you can see like all people's raids and flex your catch, and then they do meetups. And then the meetups are actually like really fun because I ended up going to one. And I'll tell you about that right now. But yeah, they have like this section because there's like events that Pokemon Go does, like when they want to promote like a certain Pokemon coming out. Like the one that I went to was for Moltres, the Moltres raid. And so you need like a bunch of people to take that down unless you have like super powerful Pokemon, which I don't think people have. I don't think people are soloing these crazy ass Pokemon. But anyways, so they get people together and then there's like there's groups. Like you have to look around your area in that app and there will be groups like there'll be like the Southside Raiders or there's so and so trainers and this and that. Like people like they're running this stuff, and they have and Pokemon like the Niantic people, they hire like ambassadors to run these little events, these little meetups, and so people meet up off of this app to play Pokemon Go, and it's really cool because I went to my first one like a month and a half ago, and it was really cool. The people were really nice. And they do this thing where most of them do the thing where they take group photos. And then when I saw the group photos and how many people went, I was like, oh shit, this is like people be really out here catching Pokemon. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh my God, I gotta go to one of these. So a month and a half ago, I went. It was to the Moltres raid. And I went to this park that I'd never been to. I was like, oh my God. And it was a little ways out. I was like 10 minutes away driving. So I was like, the whole time I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I was at the stoplight, like, losing my mind. And I was like, oh, you know what? It was anxiety, but I was excited, all right? So I showed up and I was like, where's everybody at? Like people were scattered. Like I don't know if some people were there for the first time or not. I could tell some of the regulars that were there that were in the group photos that were next to the ambassador that runs the meetups. I saw them there. And so they all met up at like, they tell you where to meet up, but I'm like, I've never been to this park. So I was like, fuck it. They go to the gazebo and then you get check-in rewards. So you get like a free raid pass or whatever that they give you for going to the meetup. So these meetups are like official things that Niantic sets up. And so I go early and there's people waiting and I was like, hey bro, I don't know what I'm doing, but you here for the meetup? And then they're like, yeah, bro. And bro, the people that show up, it's like college. It's all ages, all family types. Like it was people my age, right? That they were just chilling. Like it looked like some of them were like on their work break. Cause I know some of them were talking. It was like, yeah, I work real estate. Yeah, I'm a nurse, this and that. And they're just all meeting up. I remember I sat next to this older lady, this nice older lady. She looked like she was in her 60s, 70s, and she was playing the game with us. She was out there Pokemon going with us. I was tripping out. I was like, damn. And it really felt like when the game first came out and I was out, bro, that first weekend it came out, I was out the house for like the whole day. I was at the park I'd never been to. I saw people that I probably would have never met in my entire lifetime. And I was there until like 2 a.m. But anyways, I go to this meetup and the feeling's the same. People are coming up. There's a time that everyone's going to be there when the raid starts, when the actual Pokemon shows up, Moltres, at these gyms. And so I'm like asking questions like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? And then there's one guy, he's been doing it. Like I could tell he's a pro. He spots me. I don't know if he heard me asking questions. He's like, yeah, looks like you're going to need some help, big boy. Like that's the aura. Like this dude had Pokemon Go aura. He's like, you're going to have to be my party friend. Sign up with me. Here, I'll show you how to do it. He's like showing me the shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he's like, yeah, you're going to want to use a lucky egg. You're going to use this. And if you get a shiny, when you get the Pokemon raid, you just throw a pineapple. You get a certified catch. I was like, what? This guy, shout out to that guy. Didn't catch his name. But if I do see him again, I'll tell him what's up. He showed me the ropes. And he was literally walking with me and all these like 50 other people that showed up. He's like, yeah, you're going to want to do this. And then there was some guy there who he was telling like somebody else. I overheard him. He'd been playing every day since the game dropped. So he know all the ins and outs. He showed me how to catch a certain Pokemon a certain way. And then he was telling us like, oh, you need to catch all these, you need to get all these coins, spend all the Pokestops, and then you gotta connect your phone, your app to the Scarlet Violet video game, and then you get Gimmighoul. And I was like, I was like, connect to the Switch. I don't know about that. I don't even buy that game. The last Scarlet Violet, I don't even know. Not Sword and Shield, but the one with the motorcycle lizard. That game did not look good. All the games that are on the Switch, they're really pushing it, man. They need to come out with the Switch too. But yeah, it was really crazy. Like all these people coming together and like, having a common interest and all walks of life. There's like families there. They're off to the side, and there's like so there's like a group of 50 of us, right? So the raid starts, and then the dude that's next to me, who's telling me like all like the guy who's like telling me all the ins and outs, join his party. As soon as the Moltres showed up, this fool screams, "It's up!" It's like, "It's up!" It's like, it was cool. It's like he was announcing it, and I loved it. I love that energy. But he was telling everybody, he was letting everyone know it's like it's go time. And so once the first one showed up, there's like a path you follow. So we started at the park, and then we left, and then we went down the street, and it was like a busy area. It was like a kind of like a nightlife area where it's like a bunch of bars, right next to the Pokemon the park. And so we're just following the straight line, and then we're going right, and we're stopping traffic. People are looking at us crazy because we look like a gang, but not really, because there's a bunch of nerds, and there's families and people who don't look like they play video games. And they're here with us, and we're all walking in like a marathon type beat. You know what I mean? And so we're stopping traffic. Bro, that was the funniest. They didn't get fucked. They were just swiping away their Pokeballs, curveballing it. And then people are just looking at us and be like, what? Like, you could tell they're asking themselves, like, what the fuck is going on? And then the whole time people are like playing, I'm just like talking to people, right? Like, people are coming up to me. So I wore my One Piece shirt. I wore my Luffy shirt. And then some guy spots me. He's in the group with us. And he's like, "Hey, bro, you like One Piece?" And I was like, "Yeah, kind of." I was like, "Yeah, kind of." And he's like, "So what'd you think about the live action, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. I mean, you have a show like One Piece, and what they pulled off was amazing, which is what I feel like, right?" And this fool straight up, he's like, "Nah, fuck that. That shit was trash. I can't believe they made that." I was like, "Well, what didn't you like about it?" He's like, "Everything." I was like, "Bro, you gotta tell me something." But I didn't push it. But he ended up being really cool. But I was like, he's like, "Yeah, man. Well, what do you think about Shanks? This and that." And like other people chimed in. He's like, "Yeah, I can't believe he did that to Kid." This is right after the Kid Shanks episode where did the one shot. I was like, "Yeah, I can't believe he did that to Kid." And then I was like, nobody heard me, but I was like, "Yeah, Shanks is freaking rat, freaking snitch." Oh, Shanks the snitch, right? Yeah, he did that. Oh my god, I had so much fun. But there was a guy there, I think he was the ambassador. He was telling me like the live action got him to watch the show. Got him to watch all of it. Like he just finished it like that week or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, man, I can't believe it." I was like, "Bro, like that's crazy." Like I didn't think the show would be that good to get people to want to like watch the whole thing. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you play Pokemon Go, you're gonna be into anime and you're gonna be wanting to watch all these things that are super popular. And yeah, it's just me walking around with the shirt. Like people were asking me, like, yeah, a couple people were asking me, like, "Yeah, what do you think about this?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I love that energy. Like being around those people just felt good." And then there's that one fool who was like, "Yeah, One Piece, yeah, the live action trash." He's like, "You know what? Yeah, it was actually a good thing. You made you watch it." And I was like, "Yeah, it was cool." And I was like, all right, right. I get it. It's cool. I believe you. But yeah, what you say all that stuff before. Anyways, so we're walking, and then we get to the end of like the line of gyms from the Moltres. We're catching Pokemon. I'm talking to people, and some dude, he's like, "Yeah, man, last time we were out here in the meetup, as soon as the Pokemon were gone, went straight to the bar and got fucked up." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." But it was cool, man. Like I loved it. I want to do it again. I've been trying to find time. There's some of them, bro. There's some of them that set up like real legit, like meetups. Like not only do they go to the park, but they go hiking. There's one group that went hiking around where I lived at, but they lived far. So I was like, what the fuck? And some groups are more active than others. So you got to look on that app. It's called Campfire. the one that's attached to Pokemon Go. So you got to really look on that app of like who's around you, because some of them are like really into like carpooling as you're playing. So it's like I don't really want to do that. I don't really have people to carpool with unless it's like I go to these meetups, right? And I don't trust these motherfuckers in my car. But anyways, yeah, there's some that are active and others, and it's like, yeah, I just want to make times. But some of them, like they set up like legit, like some of them are going to Dodger Stadium just to play. Some of them go to Disneyland, set that shit up, and they go hiking, all this stuff. And I really like, I get so much FOMO that I want it because I've been to it. And so I dipped my toes in it and I want to go again. But yeah. But yeah, that's been my Pokemon Go obsession. Even playing Pokemon Go got me back into Pokemon, as a series. I've been collecting card packs here and there. I've been collecting the new Shrouded Fable that came out, the new TCG for Pokemon. I got that Duskull. I got that full art Duskull, the one where he's like in the alley and he's like next to the trash. It's all blue. That one's sick. I pulled that one at Target. But yeah, I got into that, and then I started watching Horizons, which is okay. I mean, I thought it would be more mature. Thought it'd be a lot more different, which it kind of is. But it's like at the end of the day, you're watching Pokemon, and there's nothing really revolutionary there. It's not like when YouTube did like Pokemon Generations, and it was all these crazy iterations of the game. Like those were sick. Or it was, yeah, I think it was Generations where they had, red and blue show up, or red and green, and then the Pokemon are actually like fighting each other. It's crazy. That was more mature. But Horizons is it's just Pokemon without Ash. And even Ash is like, I didn't watch the end of his journey, really. I know he barely won the Elite Four, Indigo League, whatever it was. And I was like, damn, he never won that thing? Like once? Like he gotta won something, man. Like, give my boy Ash something before that. But yeah, and then I just been enthralled with the Pokemon world, and it's a part of my life again. But that's just what it does to you, man. It just pulls you back in. You can't help but you see all you favorite Pokemon come back. You see like Pikachu, all the starters. You see Totodile, Cyndaquil. Who was the other one? Totodile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita. Those were my main because I played Pokemon Gold and I played the fuck out of that game. Totodile, one of the best. My favorite Pokemon my Pokemon Go, my favorite go-tos, Espeon. Espeon, probably my favorite Pokemon of all time. My favorite evolution. There's no contest to the rest of them. And then one of the newer ones that I love, newer Pokemon, Tinkaton. Tinkaton is badass, bro. Like the big ass hammer, little crazy design, and the fact that it passes time by fucking throwing rocks at the other Pokemon. What is it called? Corviknight or something? Just for fun. Like that gives me like, I don't know if you've ever seen Toriko, but Bambina, I think it's Bambina, the fucking Monkey King. The way he would just cut down mountains and then skip them across the lake just for fun, just to pass the time. That's the same energy that it exudes. Like that's what I get from Tinkaton. And then of course Lugia is probably my favorite legendary. Like I can't deny. I watched Pokemon 2000 like I don't know how many times. I remember I watched Pokemon 3 with Entei. I remember I watched that in theaters. I remember that because no one else was in there. Like I like begged my parents to take me, and then they're like, "What the fuck? There's no one here. This shit's gonna." Like I knew they were thinking like, "Oh, this shit's gonna suck ass." But no, I loved it. Core memory for me, and of course, Pokemon 1 is the best. But yeah, that's been my Pokemon journey so far. I'm back in it, baby. Maybe next time I'll have another update if I ever go Pokemon going again. If I go get the Pokemon Ghosts. But I am playing it still, and shit, that shit got me hiking again. That shit got me outside. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this Pod Dukes. Let me know what you think. If you're playing Pokemon Go, who's your favorite Pokemon? Pokemon starter. Let me know. I was looking at before I go. I was looking at like the starters just cause I didn't know half the Pokemon that are in Pokemon Go, and I totally forgot that Typhlosion has like a Hisuian form. Bro, it looks terrible. I forgot when it came out. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing an image of it too. When Typhlosion came out, the Hisuian, bro, it looks like a cracked out Pokemon. Like you look at him, he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? Fucking, you got any smokes on you, dog? I could light it up for you, man. I just got a job at Pizza Hut, man. I just wanted to get a smoke break, you know what I'm saying?" Crazy looking Pokemon. Crash out Pokemon. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.